Starting with the intermittent fasting, like I said, I've started applying that with a 12-hour eating window, again, from roughly 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And so some of the benefits with that, obviously not quite as drastic maybe as a longer fast, but it is helpful in the sense that it's more sustainable. This is something you can do every single day with whatever your schedule looks like for you. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. is just what works for me. I can eat in the morning, eat a smoothie or drink a smoothie before I work out, and then have my last meal, and then go to bed around 10 to 10:30 and can go to sleep in a fasted state. So that just works with me, or works for me. You can do a longer fast. 12 is probably the minimum time frame that you want to go for if you're trying to apply this, but you can go 14 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours. There's no one right way to do it. And again, you can adjust it with your schedule. If you have to get up super early, then maybe you can just do a sooner cutoff later in the day. Or if you like eating late in the day, then maybe you can try to start eating a later breakfast instead. And so it's just experimenting and figuring out what's best with your schedule. So the benefits of doing this, there's a few. Again, this isn't going to be super research based or anything like that, just some general benefits. First of all, just gut health and helping with digestion. It comes from that. Better blood sugar regulation. There's some fat burning benefits as your glycogen stores, so basically our energy stores from eating mostly carbs, those start to get depleted throughout a fast. And so fat burning doesn't really kick in immensely, but there's definitely some fat burning benefits, especially if you get into that longer time frame, like 14 plus hours. But you can still, you can get those benefits from a 12 plus hour intermittent fast. And then I think just like preventing mindless snacking and like food discipline, I feel like it's easy late in the day when you're off work and just hanging out watching TV. It's easy to just get up and go and grab a snack while you're watching TV. But if you have a set rule to stick to, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect every single day you're sticking to this, but if I know every day, hey, I'm eating at 6:30, that's the last thing I'm going to eat. If I want some treat or sweet to eat with, that's fine, but that's my cutoff. I'm not eating anything past that. Just helps with food discipline and mindless snacking, and just helps you just when you're bored to not get up and go and grab something to eat. So it's helpful from that sense. And then one of the most potent benefits I've seen is just going to sleep fasted has drastically improved my sleep pretty significantly. I wear a Apple Watch every night, and like the sleep quality has immensely improved. And maybe there's other factors going on, but I think a big piece of it is going to sleep fasted. So by the time I go to bed, like I said, that 6:30 to 7 cutoff, and then going to bed 10 to 10:30, it's going to be 3 or more hours that I'm in that fasted state. And what I used to do was being like obsessed with getting enough protein right before bed. I'd have some EAAs, so essential amino acids. You've probably heard of BCAAs, which is the 3 branch chain amino acids, but there's 8 essential amino acids. And so I would take that before bed they tasted awful. They tasted like death. So I would wash them down with some fruit snacks, and or something with some taste to get rid of the terrible taste of those. And so I would do that literally right before I went to sleep. And so not realizing that taking my body out of that fasted state and digesting food, it's going to affect my ability to sleep instead of with like melatonin production. This is interfered when we're digesting food. And so if you go to bed at 6:30 or if you eat your last meal at 6:30, not digesting anything, then we go to sleep in a fasted state, and then there's not interference with that melatonin production. And so lower heart rate going into sleep, deeper sleep. It helps with growth hormone release at night, going to sleep fasted. And I've just personally noticed I get quality sleep and wake up feeling more rested. So something I personally experience. With those longer fasts, there's some more benefits. So getting up to 14, 16, 18, there's some more autophagy, which we'll get into more with the longer duration fast. This is just basically the process of cleaning up dead cells. I think that's the best way to put it, but yeah, just cleaning up dead cells, which kind of happens through like exercise, but mainly happens through fasting. I don't know if there's a ton of other ways to kick in that process, but just basically helps with removing dangerous or dead cells, and then helps basically with the effects of aging, helps slow that down. There's also more fat loss, like we hit on earlier. That fat loss amount is going to increase the longer the fast. There's going to be more ketone production, which this is the energy store we're going to rely on as, again, our glycogen stores become depleted. We start to rely on fats more and these ketones for energy. This also helps to improve mental clarity. But again, if you're sleeping through it, then obviously doesn't matter as much, and then could help improve with an insulin sensitivity over time. And then if you're looking to lean out, lose weight, or just simplify some eating habits, that can be helpful as well, because obviously the longer fasting window, the shorter the eating window you have. And so limiting the amount of hours that you spend eating could just help you with calorie intake and things like that. And so it could be a good way to lean out and lose fat.